Welcome back, folks, to another edition of LFG, your unfiltered franchise education podcast. Always start with that, but I guess it's in case maybe we have a new listener. I'm here with Leanne Caruso, and today we have a different little spin. We've got Chris Stark, Senior Insurance Executive at Advantage Insurance Brokers. This is going to be very interesting. We've never had anyone on the insurance side yet, and kind of a little unseen, unheard of segment. I guess I probably shouldn't say that for all the insurance people out there. But yeah, let's get to it. Before we bring Chris on, we've got the What's Growing On segment. And that segment, of course, is brought to you by Franchise Assembly, a franchise events company bringing resources and education to franchise brands and people. Leanne, what's growing on?
Well, we've got a recent piece in Entrepreneur outlines 2 key financial truths that every new business owner needs to internalize. Cash flow is king, and your personal and business finances must be separate. While profitability is the long game, it's cash flow that determines whether your business can operate day to day. I don't think a lot of new franchisees know that. Anyway, many entrepreneurs overlook the importance of financial discipline early on, putting their businesses at risk before they even have a chance to grow. Bottom line, if you're building something new, understanding how money moves in and out of your business isn't optional, it's survival. That's good. Basic, but good reminder.
For sure. I've got drone delivery gaining altitude in QSR franchising. Drone delivery is no longer just a futuristic idea. It is becoming reality in the quick service restaurant space. Companies like Flytrex and DroneUp are actively partnering with brands to test last mile drone delivery in real time, with pilots underway in select US markets. While it's still early, the technology offers faster delivery times, reduced labor costs, and a unique brand differentiator in a crowded market. Franchisors looking to innovate should keep a close eye. Drone delivery could soon become a competitive advantage rather than a novelty. I think it's fantastic. It's funny when you think of drone delivery. I mean, even just your average consumer drone can fly, nowadays anywhere from half a mile to 2 miles. So, for any QSR brand, that is enough to hit up their customers. Fantastic. What else?
When I was in Austin a few months ago, I saw an Uber Eats, but it was like an unmanned robot. And so it was just like it had food in its container, and I guess it was refrigerated or heated, whatever it was. And then it was driving itself down the sidewalks. I thought that was pretty cool. I guess drone would be able to go farther. All right, what the One Big Beautiful Bill means for franchising. The One Big Beautiful Bill, a sweeping legislative package recently passed in the US, includes several provisions that directly affect franchisees. From tax incentives to compliance charges, the bill could impact hiring, access to capital, and healthcare-related costs for small business owners. The IFA has outlined 5 key things franchisees need to know, including updates to 1099 classifications and loan eligibility. While it's being celebrated by some, the fine print matters. Franchise operators should connect with legal and financial advisors to understand how the new law applies to their business. Yeah, this is a big one. I have one of my clients who's done a few webinars to the franchisees on how the One Big Beautiful Bill specifically relates to those franchisees. So I think it's important that they're communicating some of those changes and how it affects their businesses.
Yeah, well, you heard it here first. The One Big Beautiful Bill.
I think I was first.
Want to share what's growing on in your world? First, last. You know how it is. Please email us podcast@franchiseassembly.com, and we might have some more updated information. Okay, well, before we get to the next segment, Franchise Royals, this segment is brought to you by Franchise Marketing Live, the go-to live event for franchise marketing pros. Get cutting-edge strategies, insider updates straight from platforms like Google and Meta, and bold ideas you can actually use. Grab your tickets, your badges now at franchiseassembly.com/marketing-tech. Or just go to franchiseassembly.com and you'll see a list of all the different conferences we have coming up. And yeah, you definitely don't want to miss Franchise Marketing Live. Very, very exciting. Lots of amazing things happening, new and innovative things, unlike many other conferences out there. And you're just going to have to come to find out what's up. All right. Franchise Royals. Leanne, who do you got?
Mine is we always say they're our favorites, but this one is a favorite for sure. Paige Robinson Dosh, I think that's how you pronounce her new last name. She left AFC after I think 7 really strong, impactful years, and she's now moved over to Unleashed Brands, and I love that move for her. And for Unleashed Brands, I think it's pretty freaking amazing, and I can't wait to see what she does there. So congratulations to Paige.
Congratulations, Paige. We absolutely love you. It was nice to see your news on LinkedIn. Congratulations.
Who is your franchise royal?
My franchise royal is. Do we have like a drum roll?
I could do dun 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 dun.
Okay, good. Because this is someone who I've had as a royal again, but sometimes when we have customers that do go over and above, I just have to reference it. And Kirk Allen, Kirk, we love you here at Franchise Assembly so much. I have to thank you not only for being a great customer, a great supporter of Franchise Assembly, even though I should be the one inviting you out to golf, you invite me out to golf. And, just your contributions to our entire franchise industry. It is phenomenal, Kirk. And you, my friend, should always be celebrated. So you are my franchise royal this week. And yeah, for those of you that don't know Kirk Allen, definitely check out Reshift Media. They're doing fantastic things in franchise marketing, franchise development. They can get you a ton of leads through their initiatives, but check out Reshift Media. And that's my selfless plug for Kirk Allen. Now,
and he's speaking up at Let's Grow Canada and Let's Grow Fort Worth.
There you go. Can't wait to see you again, Kirk. Before we get to show and tell and bring on Chris Stark, please take a moment to learn about our podcast sponsor, Subtle Strauss.
Franchisors love Subtle Strauss because we protect their brand standard across all marketing channels. Z's love our marketing platform because they can customize, print, download, and mail brand right collateral for their local market in minutes. Want to see how it works? Connect with me, Karen Wenning, on LinkedIn.
All right. Okay. So we are back for the meat and potatoes of which everyone knows is the show and tell segment, where we bring on a thought leader, an industry expert, someone to shine or shed some light onto us in their field. And we're super excited to have Chris Stark, Senior Insurance Executive at Advantage Insurance Brokers. Chris, you should know that we have never talked franchise insurance or insurance and franchising before. So we're super excited to hear what you are going to shine on us. Please tell us a little bit about you.
Thank you, Michael, for having us on the show. My name is Chris Stark, as you mentioned, and I am from Advantage Insurance Brokers, or as we like to call it, AI Brokers. Very trendy name in this day and age. And the reason we decided to get into the franchise space is because, like you said, there's no one been on your show and there's not a lot of participation from the insurance industry with the franchises. So we are excited to be on the show and kind of kick off and grow with the franchise space through our connections we will establish on this podcast.
That's awesome. So tell us about when you started Advantage Insurance Brokers, and you mentioned a little bit about why you're focusing on protecting the franchise industry. But kind of tell us your story, because I think you started around COVID, which but you're still here, so that's good.
Yeah, we started in 2019. I do have 11 in the industry, and yeah, we started before pandemic, not advised, but we have continued to grow through it, and we really decided to focus Advantage Insurance on what we call as some industry jargon as the program space. So we pick a specific line of industry. I do beauticians and massage therapists. One of my sales partners does the garage detailers, and we also too have a product for daycare. So we pick a segment and we really go after it, not to be distracted by other lines of business. And we just knew that the franchise space was really missing that boutique touch that our brokerage can deliver.
So what kind of qualifications or what kind of experience do you have that you guys feel that you're uniquely suited to do this? And I love that, that you are the only one we've ever had talking about insurance. Nobody really talks about it in franchising. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that we well, either no insurance agent wants to be on the show, or no one really is looking into this space. So we are what makes us qualified is our success in really growing within that segment. So in the last 5 years, we've been able to capture about 20% of all the massage therapists in Ontario. We really once we pick our classification, we really enjoy success expanding it, lowering prices, increasing coverages, integrating ourselves in the community. Our affiliate network is quite large. I do know from my in-depth research of the franchise world is that you are a community, you are a family. So it is very important to integrate ourselves into that fabric. And by dedicating myself to this wonderful business community, we are able to enjoy those kind of successes that you'll see as well.
I love it. And so I guess insurance as a whole is massive, right? And there's a bunch of layers to it. Tell me, why is it that a franchisor needs a broker? What exactly do you do as a broker for franchisors?
That's a great question. And the reason, not only do you need a broker, all the franchisees and franchisors have brokers. The reason the gap we're trying to fill is to become the go-to broker for the entire business, from the franchisor to the franchisees, maybe do the home and auto for everyone as well, just to become a one solution brokerage. There are a few, does Tim Hortons have a broker? Absolutely. Does Subway have a broker? Absolutely. But those are giant, we call them alphabet houses, because they ironically all have three letters: LMS, BMS, AON. And they do service the international conglomerates, but we do believe that there is an opportunity to join this community and be the broker for that franchise with 50 locations, and really just be, when you join the franchise as a franchisee, you're going to get the accountant, you're going to get the lawyer, you're going to get the contractor, and here's Chris, and he'll look after your insurance needs, and it will just reduce the friction that I'm sure all the local franchisees really feel, and will make one less thing for the franchisor to worry about by being a specific tailored solution.
Gotcha. And so, to that note, talking specific challenges, like what specific challenges do franchises face that you're equipped to solve?
The It's got to be the repetition. We can take, let's say, a daycare, right? Let's say you're franchising a daycare. Daycare insurance is actually very complicated. The application can be 20 to 30 pages, in which case a lot of them are redundant. And if the broker that the franchisee goes to, they don't know, the questions that they should be asking, what insurance companies to go to, you're not going to enjoy the best service. When you're also starting a business, you've got so many things to worry about. Why do we really, the problems we're going to solve is, it's going to be a streamlined process. It's going to be all online. I'm going to be an expert to know what questions you're going to have, and just be able to and to spend more time by deploying technology and expertise to answer that franchise's question because they're going to be worried. They've just spent, how much of their savings or how much of their equity in this business. They're going to want to protect it, and to have someone who makes them feel, safe and at ease by protecting, by putting a layer of insurance between them and risk, is going to really make them feel a lot better about working with us. And like I said, it's going to be just one less step for them to worry about. When I've been able to take over 3 or 4 franchises so far, and when we do come in as the broker, the comment we always get from the local franchisee is, "Wow, this was so much easier. The renewal process is seamless. You guys understand my concerns. You know that subsection 432 of this 171-page document has exclusions that I need to be aware of." So we're really going to bring that expertise and value to whoever we work with.
So we have Let's Grow Canada. It's happening in Toronto in December, and you guys are going to be there.
I'm
And
very
so,
excited about it.
and again, you're the only insurance broker that's going to attend, and in both of our Let's Grows, both in the US and Canada. So why do you think you're the only insurance broker wanting to attend our conference?
There is not a lot of brokers who like to do what I do. I enjoy picking one segment. Like I will talk to, my RMTs. I can talk to 15 to 17 massage therapists a day and enjoy every conversation. I enjoy being the expert. I enjoy participating in that segment. So other brokers are different, where they like to do some home and auto insurance. They might want to do some commercial property. Then they might want to spend their afternoon on a $30,000-$40,000 big international risk. That's just not me. I do enjoy just taking my time with this industry. And I got to be good at it. I am a 3rd-generation insurance broker, which is very, exciting or kind of weird. My poor children, my poor sons have no chance. They're going to go, they're thinking, "Oh, we're going to university." I'm like, insurance school starts on Monday, kids, and you're coming with that. Like, I think after 100 years, you just got to call a spade a spade. So, no, I do think that it's going to be a very exciting opportunity. Also, too, another one of my programs is the beauty space. I insure 1,000 spas and estheticians across the country. And there was no reason for me to enjoy the success other than the fact that it was just overlooked. I don't believe that the franchise segment, which, by the way, and this is a little segue, is coveted by the insurance companies. Every insurance company that I speak with, a target class is always franchises. So it's fascinating to me that there's no broker who's taking a product that is being willingly delivered to by insurance companies and bringing it to your industry. I was in a meeting last Tuesday, and I was asking the insurance executive, it was an executive vice president, what's growth for this insurance company? And the first word out of his mouth was franchises. We want to write franchises. I'm like, well, I ironically have a podcast coming up, and I'm attending a conference, but like, what franchises do you want to go after specifically? And he gave me the list, but it's very interesting that the insurance companies want to do it and brokers aren't seizing this opportunity. It's a very unique moment we're in right now.
That is great. And so, sorry, Leanne, were you gonna say something?
That's interesting.
Oh, no, that is interesting. So talk to me a little bit more about those insurance companies that you partner with. You had mentioned that they want to get into that franchise space. Are they enthusiastic about supporting franchises? Did you talk a little bit more about competitive pricing or coverage, top tier service, that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our brokerage is unique. Oh gosh, there could be 50, 60 insurance companies, from mutuals to internationals to other types of insurance in Canada. Our brokerage only works with 7. So we're very boutique. So the 7 insurance companies that we work with, all of them have what we call an appetite, or a desire to protect franchises. And we're talking any franchise. It could be a retail location, a food service provider. It could be a garage. It could be a daycare. It could be any kind of service-based business. And these insurance companies are open to it because we enjoy the efficiencies. Not to minimize any kind of franchise, because I know that each location is different and presents its unique challenges. But from an insurance standpoint, a daycare is a daycare is a daycare. A pizza shop is a pizza shop is a pizza shop from a risk standpoint. So they go, well, instead of looking at each one of these locations as a one-off, we know what Michael's franchise ABC does, and we know that when it comes from Michael's enterprise, it's going to be a good risk because he's vetted the owner of this new business, and they will provide amazing rates and coverages, services. The biggest thing they look for is bespoke coverages. So if you need a specific piece of insurance policy written, these insurance underwriters will definitely do that. Just to give you a bit of a rounded out example of that, we have a cool, a very bespoke coverage I can give is we used to have a water well driller coverage. And I worked on 10 years ago, and they had a specific piece of coverage that if you dropped a tool down the water well, the insurance company would pay for that. So what's a very unique, that's a risk that could happen, wouldn't happen to any other industry unless you're drilling offshore. But that they wrote a specific tool that specific piece of coverage that if a tool fell down the hole, we'll buy you a new tool. It was a very unique thing that we can look forward to.
Interesting. So you mentioned a little bit about your name, like AI, and how it's a buzzword now. But speaking of AI, do you guys bring technology into the services that you provide? Like, how does that play a role in your operations?
Yeah, so we a little more insurance insight is that there was a big push in the last 10 years to become a digital brokerage where you wouldn't talk to a person, you would just go online and you'd buy insurance, and you would never speak to a human. And investors thought that was a great idea. People want to talk to their broker. People want to ask questions. So we've invested quite a bit of money in a very powerful platform that allows our clients to renew, update payments, get certificates, but also to allows me to be on podcasts, to answer the phones. We talk to almost every single client we onboard because everyone wants to make sure it's real. You don't want to just go online, put in some information that from a policy that's $1 million, put your credit card number in and not actually know what you're getting. You get a document that's over 100 pages and it says exclusions 81 times. What did you just buy? So we are able to use technology to automate the mundane tasks of insurance, and allow us to actually talk to our clients. And we're fast. We are able to upload platforms within a week. If I met with a franchisor, today's a Thursday, I could definitely have a custom platform, website, intake form, application done within 7 days. No problem. And still spend time with my children. So it's very wonderful how we use technology to automate our lives just to make it better customer service, not to remove the broker from the equation.
That's good.
That's great. Yeah, no, and so I was just thinking about, some tangible, I mean, you obviously mentioned some right there. Are there other tangible benefits that a franchisor can expect from working with a broker? Service quality, efficiencies, cost, stuff like that?
Yeah, the biggest thing we find what our clients enjoy that we do work with already is, like I said, is just going to be the seamless service. Also, too, when you bundle, the average franchise insurance premium, let's say it's $3,000. You get 10 of them, that's a $30,000 policy. You get 20 of them, that's a $60,000 policy. That means a lot to me as a broker. You are going to get better service. If you're a one-off, let's say you're a franchisor up, out in Ajax, Ontario, and you're the only one in 15 miles or kilometers, and you've got one broker who doesn't really know, they might not go through the steps of service that you require. But when you work with broker who has all the locations, who has who knows the franchise, or because he met at the conference, all those kind of things that you're going to get is definitely going to be the quality of service. Also, too, it's going to be the relationship with the underwriter. When we put all the locations with one insurance company, with one underwriter, with one claims team, with one service representative, everyone's going to know what you require from that business. So it's not, I need this application filled out, or my franchise requirements are very specific. Can you help me with this subsection? Oh, my landlord is asking me for this form and I don't understand what it is. When you bring all those problems to myself, the underwriter, the sales team, all that's the service team is going to understand exactly what you need. So there's no more guessing required. And that's another value to it. And then it's just the bespoke coverages. The underwriter themselves will offer free enhancements, whether it's a 10 million limit, a blanket endorsement that covers all locations. We've had franchises that share one massive cyber policy. So if one location has a breach, everyone pools together and protects that one location for cyber because it's so small and incidental. But instead of buying, 10 cyber policies and incurring a cost to each location, we just spread that risk amongst everyone. So you get some value savings there as well.
It's good.
Very
With
cool.
with today's climate, is now a good time to approach franchises?
Absolutely. We are very fortunate. Insurance goes through waves. So from 2019 to 2024, we went through what we call a hard market, which means there was too many claims and not enough premium collected. So insurance rates, I don't know if you noticed yourself, but insurance premiums went through the roof. Insurance companies actually sold out of insurance where they said, come the end of 2022, 23 is we cannot put any more clients in the book. We are too stretched, too thin. We have not collected enough premium, which is kind of weird to think an intangible product can actually be sold out of. But now that the claims have subsided and the premiums have caught up, we are entering what we call a soft market, which is the best time to approach your insurance company, your broker, and ask for reduced rates, enhanced coverages, see what we can do that way. So it is all the meetings I've taken this year, specifically our insurance companies are open and eager to write business, which is going to be great for as we continue to integrate into this wonderful community.
That's great.
Yes. Yeah. I find as an individual, I've always found insurance to be, I don't know, it's just, there's so much out there and it is like, it can become a black hole where you never know, can I trust this? Can I trust that? Is this good? Is that good? And then of course, when you get a policy, it's like, yay big. And I'm like, well, it's just car insurance. Like, what are we really talking here? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously different than business ownership, but it's I just always find it funny that they ask you, hey, well, do you have winter tires and is your car always in the garage? So if I answered yes, and my car is outside of the garage, does that mean that if something happens, I'm not going to be covered?
Yeah, that's that, and we honestly get right down to we're very direct with this is what is covered and what's not. Here's what I can protect you with, and here are the terms and conditions. So if it says the most common one is an alarm warranty, so it could be buried in your policy that if you don't have a monitored burglar alarm that calls the police when you're robbed, the insurance company will not pay a claim for a theft. And if you didn't know that, or your broker didn't tell you that, and you didn't know it had to be monitored by the police, and you get the glass smashed in, your equipment are stolen, your place is vandalized, and the broker says, "Oh, you didn't read page 91, subsection 4 of your policy that says you must have an activated alarm." You're like, no, I didn't. That's what I pay you for. So yeah, we are very open and honest with those the details, right? I can't protect you against everything. Some clients have a I look at policies and they have a $20,000 deductible. I said if you had any claim, you have to pay $20,000 out of pocket, and people will be shocked. Well, I just looked at the price. I didn't realize that I wouldn't put a claim in less than 20,000. What am I paying for insurance for? So yeah, we try to be as transparent and then also to negotiate with the insurance company to get as many exclusions removed as possible so that when they're we do try to broaden the policy to cover everyone as much as we can that way. So we do, but once again, when you pool everyone together, when you've got 50, 60 locations all paying their premium to one company, the underwriters are much more accommodating. That's what we really hope to achieve working with these franchises, is just getting the buying power that they so rightly deserve.
No, totally. And so with I guess a lot of consolidation happening in the insurance industry, should franchise owners, I guess, whether it's the franchisee or the franchisor side, is there much need for concern for this whole consolidation?
That's a great question. Yeah, there's been we've four insurance companies have merged into two this year. A lot of brokerages have been sold to insurance companies. Advantage Insurance is not of that mindset. We are independently owned. We don't. There's no insurance companies loan me no money. We have bootstrapped it as they said. So yeah, we are. There's no private equity as well. So it is a concern when I tell people, your insurance company, your broker is owned by the insurance company and you're insured with them as well. Do they really have your best interest in mind when you've lost that competitive edge? And people genuinely don't like that. They also don't know that sometimes insurance companies are owned by private equity out of Chicago or New York. They want their premiums and their money to stay in the country. We are not of that space, and we don't intend to ever go that way. It is important to be independent when protecting. We work for the clients. I don't work for the insurance company. It is important to have everyone protected and no conflict of interest apparent.
So as you're discovering, as you're into franchising, you know that it's a very tight-knit community. So how do you plan on integrating yourself into our ecosystem and turning to become a trusted long-term partner for all?
That is a great question. And this all kind of started. There's a gentleman named Robert Bruschi. He owns a franchise called Control V. I don't know if you guys have been on the show. And
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing his insurance for last 8 or 9 years. And we were having lunch, oh gosh, in 2023. And I said, Rob, I like working with you. It's great, but why not go to the franchise association, insurance broker, preferred preventer? Like there's got to be somebody. And he said, nope, that's really not a thing. And then I met with Brian Baisley, who luckily is in town. And I think I bothered him on LinkedIn for 6 months and brought him a cup of coffee, and he was gracious enough to meet with me. And the same problem came up. Chris, there's lots of accountants, there's lots of lawyers, there's some marketing people, but no brokers. So I do hope, and they've given me great success, that I must attend the franchise conventions, which I'm very excited about. I've my LinkedIn presence, hopefully after this podcast will continue to grow. And I am excited, to really make this a launch. I do have a goal. This white cabinet behind me, I do hope to 3D print every logo franchisor that we're able to work with. And I do hope to have it full and much bigger by this time next year when we do the next follow-up podcast. So I do excited to work with everyone here in this space, but I do know that it'll be lots of great times, good stories, in person. But yeah, it's a very exciting space. I am very excited to integrate myself into.
Well, if you started with Robert and Brian, you've got some good people on your side, and being on this podcast and coming to Let's Grow. So I think that those are really great steps to get yourself intertwined into our little community. And LinkedIn is huge in franchising, if you've uncovered that already.
I am amazed at, if when you do a post, the amount of reshares, likes, comments that you bring to each, like the LinkedIn algorithm must, eat off of your presence.
Right.
It's amazing to be there. So I'm very excited to continue to see it. And honestly, I'm just excited to come in December. And spend time with you guys. I really am. Really, it is going to be a great opportunity. I'm gonna, make sure all my technology and applications and everything's ready to go, and print off some swanky new business cards and shine my shoes and come visit.
I love it. Chris, thank you so much. This has been very, very informative. I will, I mean, this is great. We've never talked so much insurance ever. So
I
thank
appreciate
you.
how much you said it was interesting. I mean, like I just so the LinkedIn knows that wasn't a bribe, that she actually was genuinely said interesting about insurance.
Yeah, because I mean, I typically work on the marketing side, so I work with marketing and franchise brands. So I rarely get the opportunity to talk insurance. But obviously, as we're all in franchising and we're focused on the growth of franchise brands and especially the franchisees, having that protection in place and all of those things they need as business owners, it's all good to hear and good to know about. So we really appreciate having you here.
I appreciate you guys honestly organizing this. It's been great. And once again, I am so excited to meet you in person. I'm very, very excited about the opportunity presented to us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Hey, before you go, if someone wants to reach you, is there a best way to find you? Is it on LinkedIn? Is it on
Yeah,
phone?
let's keep the LinkedIn going. It's Chris Stark on LinkedIn. I can put some my username in the show notes, hopefully. And yeah, let's start with there. Just so it goes directly to me, and I think it's such a great space to connect and keep growing. So
Perfect. All
Amazing.
right. Well,
Amazing.
we'll see you on
Thank you so
LinkedIn,
much.
and we'll see you at Let's Grow. Thanks, Chris.
bye guys.
Fantastic, Chris. Hey, once again, thank you so much for coming on and sharing those insights. Our final segment of the podcast is Franchise Mingle. We have now the latest events coming up for the fall. Franchise Mingle is sponsored by the National Franchise Show. Coming up, we have a slew of national franchise shows all across the country. So if you're looking for franchisee leads, feel free to ask me about any of these events, especially if these are your target markets. We've got Denver and Detroit coming up in September, Atlanta and Phoenix in October, and then Tampa in November. We've also got our spring 2026 schedule out with New York, New Jersey, Dallas, Cleveland, Houston, Chicago, Orlando, New England, which will cover Providence, Boston, and the eastern part of Connecticut, Washington, D.C., and Northern Virginia, and Portland. Holy, that was a mouthful. Again, if you are looking for franchisee leads, feel free to reach out at any time. We've also got the FBR Summit, one of our favorite events coming up in October in Austin. If you are in operations, you should check that one out. Franchise Marketing Live, I mentioned it a bit earlier, happening November 2nd through to the 3rd. You should absolutely check that one out, which is back-to-back with our Tampa Franchise Show and back-to-back also with our Hello Mastermind Fall Retreat. And so let me just tell you, the Franchise Show is November 1st and 2nd. Franchise Marketing Live starts at night at the 2nd and continues through the 3rd. And then our Mastermind Retreat is November 4th and 5th. The fun franchise week in Tampa. We've got Let's Grow happening in Toronto, December 3rd through the 4th, and Let's Grow Fort Worth, January 27th through to the 29th, and a lot of surprises in all of those events. If you want more information, visit franchiseassembly.com. This episode is brought to you by Subtle Strauss, Franchise Marketing Live, Franchise Assembly, and the National Franchise Show. Thank you for coming on out, and we'll catch you in a couple of weeks.